Alright, if when I record me chat be as I will be up by the bank TV. So subscribe to my channel, like it for I didn't good comment section or if you back in can be a mom. Perfect, which I put in Bover and something to the coffee mom, I should be a P and fan meeting, check parliament. Which are for a year, Ayariga, I didn't see about the trouble and say, which are for any asset which are between now and my more, I should be a feeling now. Mutia man, I say, so I never see a property. It's a new I don't know, because they're tuning into more church and saying, Yabray, Koba, they come be and rebel. Do be I say.
100, I came across a newspaper, a social media post. What did I read? Professor Stephen Adai, who I recall was very critical of John Dramani Mahama. Today he says that less than 100 days in office, he is the best president since Nkrumah's time. So hope is coming. Ghana is being reset again. The people can see that a good leader is on board and that he will manage and steer the ship of the affairs of state very well. Mr. Speaker, I sat through and listened to my colleagues opposite, and I heard just two things. That the address of the president just constitutes a book of lamentations. And the second thing that I heard them say is that we should compare the figures of 2016 and 2024. In essence, those are the two things that I heard. The day the president delivered the message, I said something, I'm sure many people missed it. I said, and I want to repeat, that when you leave your kraal in the care of the hyena and you travel and you come back, don't be surprised if all the carcasses are missing. And when that happens, you have nothing to do but to lament. MDC handed over Ghana to the NPP for 8 years. 8 years down the line, when we came back, what did we see? A country broken on all fronts. A country broken on all fronts. Mr. Speaker, the president gave us the statistics. But even before the president came here and gave us the statistics, these statistics were known to ordinary Ghanaians before the elections. And my friends opposite have forgotten that they were warned about these statistics and the implications of these statistics on their electoral fortunes before elections. So let me repeat what the Afrobarometer report before election said about your government. 77% of Ghanaians said that corruption had increased significantly in 2024. This was Afrobarometer, not John Mahama saying. Indeed, Mr. Speaker, analysts put it that we were losing close to $3 billion to corruption. Even though we had gone to the IMF for a bailout that was equally $3 billion. So all we needed was not to go to the IMF, but to fix corruption. And that is what Ghanaians voted for in December 2024. Mr. Speaker, even before elections, 71.7% of Ghanaians believe that the president and his officials were corrupt in 2024. This is not John Mahama speaking. It is in the Afrobarometer's report. In in 2024. 87% of Ghanaians thought the country was headed in the wrong direction in 2024. Was it John Mahama speaking? This was ordinary Ghanaians speaking. And they said at that time that they were also against the e-levy. In 2017, Afrobarometer revealed that only 20% of Ghanaians considered emigrating from Ghana. However, in 2024, 44% of Ghanaians considered leaving Ghana. We were all in this country and we witnessed long queues. If you drove around any embassy in Ghana, you saw long queues of young Ghanaians, highly talented and educated, who were doing everything they could to leave the country. Mr. Speaker, in 2022, 68.6% of Ghanaians rated the country's economic condition as very, very bad. 50% of Ghanaians were unemployed despite actively searching for work. This was as far back as 2022, and it worsened in 2024. And indeed, 48 Ghanaians were beginning to doubt democracy. They believed that democracy was not working for them. So, Speaker, these are the statistics even before John Dramani Mahama came here to brief us on the state of the nation. Mr. Speaker, let's get to the economy. In 2016, when John Dramani Mahama was leaving office, $1 was to 4 Ghana cedis. 2024, $1 to 15 Ghana cedis. Some days it even went beyond that. And the cedi had depreciated by over 250%. Mr. Speaker, these are the statistics. Why would President John Dramani Mahama not lament? If you go and read biblical history and understand what the book of Lamentations is, you will understand the need to lament. The book of Lamentation is a collection of poems lamenting over the destruction of Jerusalem. That is what the book of Lamentation is. So when John Dramani Mahama hands over the country to you and in 8 years he comes and sees a near total collapse of the Ghanaian state, definitely he has a right to lament. And we will lament. We will lament because the city has collapsed. We will lament because the cocoa sector has collapsed. We will lament because STC, all those state institutions have collapsed. We will lament because the banking sector has collapsed. We will lament because almost every institution, ECG, has collapsed. Every single state institution is registering a negative growth. Every state institution is highly indebted. When you meet a country in such a condition, why won't you lament? Will it not be right to lament? Mr. Speaker, so there is every basis for us to lament. Mr. Speaker, I heard colleagues opposite talk about the size of government. Let's get back to the statistics. Mr. Speaker, at one point, the MPP government had over 125 ministers. Indeed, 126. And it came down to 86. Mr. Speaker,